Hello, this is Richard, and this short video is to show how to enter the events listings in the Google Sheet and then how to take that information, put it into the newsletter, and then after that into the slides. So you may be doing all three jobs or you may be only doing one of them. This is how to do all three. Now, the events listings are in four categories, which you can see in the tabs of the Google Sheets along the bottom of the screen here. First is BNI Vibe events. Second is BNI Vibe member events. Third are BNI regional and BNI Canada events. And finally, the networking events that are around town where we can go and network for new members and for business. So I'm going to show you an example of how to enter two types of events into the Google Sheet here. The first I'm going to just type in, and the second I'm going to copy from the events page of the BNI Alberta South website. So let's do the BNI Vibe events first. Now, right at this point in time, we don't have an event, but we are looking at doing a Christmas one. So I'm going to enter the information in for that. It'll only be a partial entry for the time being. Later on, it'll get filled out more fully. Now you can see in each, there are four sections of event information here. The event name, date, time, location, the details, a quick description, the cost, if any, and how to register, which could be with a person or more typically is an online link. So in this example, we're going to do the 2016 Christmas party. We don't know the details yet, so I'm just going to put TBD for to be determined and a quick description. Now, I want to show you something here. You can see as I type in the description, the length of the description goes past the width of the column. Now, when I hit enter, it's going to adjust to the width of the column and the height needed to show the whole blurb. Let me show you what I mean. There you go. So you can see the whole thing there. So each cell is set up to automatically contract and expand in both directions so that the blurb fits in there. Now, this is all I need for this particular description. So now I'm going to enter the information into the slides and the MailChimp newsletter. So the first thing I do is simply copy it here. You notice there's a couple of blank lines. We'll not worry about these at the moment. So let's just hit copy. Now what's nice about the copy from here is that it doesn't have any formatting with it. So we'll be able to handle the formatting at our destination location, which is the newsletter and the slides. So first, let's go to the newsletter. I'm going to choose the BNI Vibe events block to edit. So I'll just hit a return and then paste it in. Now you can see that the contents there are incorrect because it shows the lines from the spreadsheet. We don't want to have that there, so let's undo that and do a special kind of paste, and that's this one right up in here. So we'll click in here. We'll paste it into here. Now the lines are in this, but when I hit OK, that'll be taken away. Now we've got those extra spaces in there, so I'll just click in here and get rid of them. And then always want the title to be bolded. So I click the B button and I've got that. Now you can see I've got just a TBD here, so I'll just add a little note here that I typically wouldn't put in, saying that the arrangements are to be determined. Okay, and there you go. That's all we've got at this point, but now it's in there ready to go. Now you can see over in the left hand side that doesn't look very good, and so we can play around with the formatting here. That's just the nature of MailChimp. Its editor is a little bit primitive. I'll get that in there, and I see that that's a little bit too close, so I'm going to put another line feed in there, and it's spaced out correctly. And there we have what we need to have. Let's click the Save and Close, and that block is taken care of. Now let's add another one. This time we're going to add a BNI regional events. We're going to actually modify an existing one and add a second one. So you can see here that the previous month's member success program is already here. So we just have to find out the new date, see if the time is the same, and the rest of the details, except for the registration link, but the rest of the details should be pretty much the same. So let's go take a look. Here's the BNI Alberta South events page. We can see that we've got the next member success program here, so I'll click that. And from here we're going to get a bunch of information. First of all, we've got to confirm the time. We can see it's 9 till 12 noon. Well, that's the same as the previous month's one. This is all the same. The blurb is the same. The price is the same. But the link here is going to be different. So let's delete that. Go back here and click up in here and copy that link in the URL section of the browser. Go back here and hit paste. And now when this gets copied over, that link will be in there for the member to click and go directly to register. So as before, we can copy this and paste it into where we want it. So let's copy that. Now let's scroll down to the section, the block that has the BNI Alberta South events. There's none in there now, so we'll click here. You remember our trick about pasting, and so we click here, paste with V. The lines are there, but when we click here, they're no longer there. Once again, select the top row, hit bold so it stands out, and all the details are in here. Now, we don't have to have all the information about the date, the time. All those labels aren't really necessary here. Now, the other thing here is this is not a link yet, so we can copy that link, click or the link command field up here, and paste that in. Insert it, and now it's all set up as a proper web link, and we're ready to use it when it gets to the member. Now I have another event to put in, so I'm going to put a couple of spaces here. I always like to leave a gap between events, and so let's go back to our Google Sheet. We'll go back to Alberta South, and what I want to do is to get the next round table. You can see the next round table is right here on October 17th. So I'm going to click it. And this time, we don't have anything in there now, so I'm going to copy everything from here. So I'll copy the title, go back here, put it in. Now let's go get the date. Now I'm going to read the date because it's in a format I don't particularly like. And this is October 17th. I prefer to have the date written out like that. The time, 1:15 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. I can copy that, paste into here. The location, of course, is the BNI regional office. So most of what you're going to need is over here. You just got to copy and paste it. Now let's go to the details. Now I don't want to necessarily get everything in here, but this is a pretty short one, so I'll grab that, copy it, put it in here. The cost here, it's free, and it is open to all members as well as the leadership members. So free, type that in, and now the link to register. Again, we go up to the website address here, copy that, and paste it into here. There we go. So now let's copy this event, go back over here and paste it in. Hit OK. Now let's copy that web address. Click the link icon up here, paste the web address in there, and it's there. Okay, so we're good to go. Now you can see on the left hand side, I'm going to close this now, close the editing pane. On the left hand side I've got them all in here, and it took very little typing whatsoever to be able to have them in there. Now as time moves on, you can see the events will drop off. If this event passes and this is the next one up on the calendar, well, you can just take this, cut it, So either Command X or Control X, depending on which machine you're using. Click the top one here, paste it in, and you can see it deletes it there. Now there's a little bit of offsetting there because the two events weren't set up the same. Click that. We'll select these, drag these down. This is just normal, the normal way that you manipulate data in spreadsheets. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that line anymore. So we'll delete that row. And we're all set up, and if that one's the next one to go. Okay, so we've added both of the events into the MailChimp. Now let's add them to the slides. So I'll go back here, copy this. Okay, now we're over in the PowerPoint presentation slides. There are 4 different ones you can see on the left hand side here that are going to be used. Usually you'll use each one of them in every meeting. The first thing I'm going to put in here is the upcoming chapter events. So I click the word content, and then you have to be careful about when you paste. You make sure the formatting is correct. I'm going to be doing it on a Mac. On a PC, you can right click and paste, and then you'll select no formatting. So let's go here, in my case, to paste special and unformatted text and paste it in there. And again, those extra lines show up. We don't want those. We can get rid of those pretty easily. And again, let's bold the title. And now if you wish to add bullets, you can do that, whatever way you want to format it. Okay, that one's all done. Now let's do the other one that we added to the Google Sheets. You'll recall it's the upcoming BNI Alberta South events. So again, let's select in here. Let's go grab the event by going back to the Google Sheet. Now I've got 2 events here. In this case, they may or may not both fit into one sheet. Let's see. I'll take both of them, copy, go back over to the slides, and I'm going to paste. And you can see it's way too long. So in this case, we're going to have to do 2 separate slides. So let me undo that and get back to my original slide. And I go over to the left hand side, and I just have to do an edit and a duplicate. Again, it's done slightly differently on a PC. That doesn't matter. Alright, now let's go back and let's just grab one of the events at a time rather than both of them. So here's the first event. Now in this case, having the registration link doesn't make a lot of sense because obviously it's not going to be clicked from the slide. So I'm just going to grab the top sections here of it, copy that, go back to the PowerPoint, select the word content, and paste it as unformatted text. There we have it. It's a little bit long just in this case, so we can play around with that to make it fit. Remember to make the title bold so it stands out. I'm going to get rid of that section there just to make it all fit. Add some bullets to make it all stand out, and that one's all done. Now go to the second one. Now go and select and get the second event that I want to put in and paste it so that there's no formatting. I'll select the top, bold the title, select the rest, put some bullets in, and there I have it, a slide that's ready for the meeting. So there we have it. It's pretty easy to copy and paste, do a little bit of typing, but mostly it's easy to put the events into the software. I hope that helps. Bye now.